Yeah, but once do you want the original, Alison?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll send you both. Okay. Hi, once again, everybody. Good evening. 5 minutes in, we always takes a while for everybody to come on board. Today, Chris is on a celebration, so he's not here. I'm covering for him. My name's George. I live on the island of Mallorca, hence George from Mallorca. I'm very, very happy to welcome Dr. Alison, who is part of our 333 team. I met Alison, I'm trying to figure, about 12, maybe even 15 years ago.
2010.
2010, my God, time does fly. So Alison and I, we kept in touch over the years via Facebook, not every year, but generally keeping in touch. And when I was involved myself with LifeWave, and I saw what the possibilities are on every level, health and financial well-being, and the rest of it, which we'll be touching on. One morning I woke up and I said, I've got to reach out to Alison. I've got to tell her. So I said, Alison, hi, how are you? And it'd been a while. And she said, great. I said, there's something I need to talk to you about. And she gave me a thumbs up. And I went, that's cool. And kind of maybe reached out again, but nothing really happened. Then it was Christmas time, and I said, I'm on a trip. When we get back home, I'd love to speak to you. And she said, yeah. And maybe 2-3 times more, I said, hi. Suddenly she says, now is a good time. And one thing leads to another. And here she's going to give us a presentation. I'm going to let her present herself in her life, work, history, and how come she's here, and the particular perspective she brings to our LifeWave team. So thank you, Alison. And I'm really happy to see another presentation from you.
Yeah. Hello there, everybody. I'm Dr. Allie from the UK, as you can tell from my my accent, like George's. And I'm a functional medicine and integrative care doctor, a naturopathic doctor, but also a general practitioner in the UK's National Health Service, or National Disease Mismanagement Service, as I prefer to call it. This talk is the sharing of knowledge and information from the people that I've learned from. It is not medical advice, so I do have to warn you, give you the disclaimer, this does not count as medical or any other professional advice. All right. Yeah, so I have been using LifeWave since February. I pricked my ears up when I heard about the detail that it involves activating stem cells and it involves peptides, because both of those, stem cells and peptides, are hot topics at the moment. And very often unaffordable, usually given by injections. And these little patches are amazing. So you'll see many amazing testimonials as we go through the talk today. But I just wanted to say my own experience is that very soon, within a few days, I started to experience vivid dreams. And they calmed down. They were initially not the most pleasant, but they did calm down, and they are a representative, or they demonstrate that you're sleeping better, more deeply, you're reaching deep sleep more. And so it's been amazing. I didn't even know I had a sleep problem, because I'd already dealt with that from perimenopause through my own spiritual work and self-hypnosis and deep breathing work. But the patches took my sleep to the next level, and I also feel that I'm able to connect to my higher self, or whatever it is you believe in, more readily while on the patches. I've also had some reduction in pains. Yeah, so I'm very pleased with them, but I'm more pleased with the potential that they have. So I'm just going to share my screen. There we go. You have to excuse the slowness of my computer at the moment, but at least it's not as slow as those people in South Africa who are on load shedding at the moment. So I have learned this new phrase since working with the South African group. So my question to you is, do you want to elevate, activate and regenerate your stem cells? This is something that we can really help you with. But also, do you want to elevate your earning capacity and your income? So we don't want to leave aside, although it's very tempting for me as a doctor to leave aside, the very important aspect of income in this time that we find ourselves in post-COVID, with a global recession going on, and many of us are having trouble making ends meet. So what is LifeWave? I'm just going to minimize the people. There we go. So it's an affordable stem cell reactivation technology held within this small patch the size of a Band-Aid. LifeWave patches are formulated to activate your own copper peptide, GHKCU, which then in turn reactivates your own stem cells. And we're going to explain a little bit today about how that happens and what the impact is. Now, one of the things that I look for in a company is it a well-established company? And LifeWave itself was established in 2004 in California. It's a reliable company that's been going for many years. It's present in more than 84 countries now. And so we're able to build a global business, those of us that are doing it as a business. And it's among the 50 fastest growing companies in the USA, in part or mainly, I think, due to the most recent discovery of the founder, the LifeWave patch, the X39 patch. So its turnover went from $28 million in 2020 to 2021 to 220 million, not 280,000 million, $280 million in 2022. And that was in part due to the way that the X39 stem cell activation patch took off. It was launched in about 2018, 2019, but it really took off in this period of time, and it's continuing to rise because it's something people are looking for at the moment. Now let's look at this gentleman. He's a very humble man and very intelligent. He's an inventor. David Schmidt, he's the CEO, the inventor of X39, and he created LifeWave. So he has over 130 patents, and if you know anything about getting patents for different countries, you know that it's very expensive and time-consuming to organize just one patent. He's a scientist and inventor, and is a two-time recipient of the Advanced Technology Award from the International Hall of Fame. So we're talking somebody who is intelligent, but who has a big heart as well. So this is one example of one of his patents, and these patents mean that there's no competition. It's an exclusive product with no competition. There's nobody else creating patches that work quite in this way and in this and to this degree. So why are we talking about the X39 stem cell activation patch? What's so great about this? First of all, the fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. And the reverse happens. As you get older, you have fewer stem cells, so that even already at age 30, you only have half the stem cells that you had at birth still active. And at age 60, you've lost 95% of your stem cell activity. You still have some, so you can still heal wounds and things, but you will notice at the age of 60 that you don't heal as quickly, as readily as when you were 30. And the same with other sprains and things. The wound healing is the obvious thing, but you'll notice you don't recover so quickly. You don't bounce back from sprains and falls in the same way. So how does X39 work? The copper peptide GHKCU is the holy grail of anti-aging, we call it. It's made, the patches themselves are made of organic nanocrystals, and they sit inside the center of the patch here. They're formulated to activate your copper peptide, which reactivates your own stem cells. Now, there are two videos. I've left them out of this presentation because of my my bandwidth and my ancient computer, but talk to the person who invited you to here about these two videos, which are very helpful in explaining the way this works. But basically, our own infrared light activates the crystals, which then leads to light coming back into the body to activate these copper peptides. So LifeWave patches are non-transdermal. I didn't understand that at first. I was thinking, well, this is a transdermal. There's a glutathione patch, for example, and I was thinking it's a transdermal glutathione patch, because we know glutathione, the master antioxidant, is not absorbed very well if you take it orally. But no, it's a non-transdermal. It activates our own glutathione. In this case, with the X39, it's activating our own stem cells. It's non-invasive, so it's not like the injections that are the other way of getting stem cell therapy. It's hypoallergenic, so it's carefully created so there's a minimum of reaction. And the adhesive on the patches is 3M medical grade, so it's good quality hypoallergenic adhesive. Some people do find they are a little bit allergic, and there are ways that we can help you to deal with that. For example, you can actually stick the patch to the inside of your clothing rather than onto your skin if you do find you have a problem. So what happens if we activate your stem cells? What we find is that we're getting rapid pain relief. And we're seeing countless testimonials for these areas of health. For example, George has a friend, a colleague who had I don't know if she's on today, but she had trigeminal neuralgia for 45 years, and it was increasingly frequent in the last few years, so that she was getting several episodes a week. Now, anybody who knows anything about trigeminal neuralgia know it's a terrible pain. It's called a suicide disease because people would rather commit suicide than deal with the pain. It's one of those really awful pains. It's a neuropathic pain. And medicine really doesn't have much for neuropathic pain. We've got anti-epileptics that we use. Opiates don't really work on it. Antidepressants like amitriptyline we use for neuropathic pain, but they don't really relieve the pain very much. And so to find something that helps is amazing. And on this occasion, this lady had a relief of her pain within 15 minutes of putting the patch on, which to me, as a doctor who deals daily with chronic pain and neuropathic pain, that is incredible. It also reduces the inflammation in the body, and we've got countless examples of people who manage to reduce the inflammation in their body, reduce pain from joint pains or other pains that they had that were due to inflammation. And it also reduces the other impact of inflammation. So inflammation is actually a contributing factor to aging and to a lot of the chronic diseases that we see nowadays. It supports wound healing, and I'm going to show you some cases in a moment about of how quickly wounds can heal when they're supported with the X39 patch. There's improved energy and vitality, and a lot of people find that they have better energy. They may find during a sort of initial detox reaction that they feel a bit tired. That's really just because they're getting it into their system, their body's getting used to it. And then improved mental clarity. So a lot of us find that we have more mental clarity when we're going about our day-to-day work, and it's more noticeable if you're actually experiencing tangible brain fog, like in perimenopause, which is my specialist area. It also enhances sports performance, and we'll show some cases of people later on who are athletes who have used the patches. And we get a faster recovery from exercise, which is really helpful, particularly for athletes, but for all of us really. And we get an improved skin appearance, which is marked. It's incredible, some of the photographic testimonials that we have. But I'd like to point out that improved skin appearance, reduced wrinkles, etc. That's all very well, but it's not just that we're improving our appearance. It's actually that if the outside is losing its age, it's losing its de-aging, if you like. The same is happening within our organs. So our organs are healing as well. So how do you wear X39? Just checking these two messages. Yes, so she was having 6 to 8 attacks daily, and in the last 3 months, only 10 attacks. So that's amazing. That was the trigeminal neuralgia person. So how do we wear X39? We recommend that you wear your patch for up to 12 hours on and take it off for at least 12 hours. This allows the body to repair and rejuvenate and really optimize the effectiveness of the patch. And what we find is the reason for this is the way the technology works is that there is tachyphylaxis or acclimatization. So if you wear it for more than 12 hours, it stops working. Not only that, but it'll make the next patch work less effectively if you've had less than 12 hours without the patch. You then throw away the patch, and the next day you put a new patch on and repeat. You can wear more than one patch at a time, and you need to drink plenty of good quality water. I recommend filtered or reverse osmosis water. Okay. Now, where are you going to wear it? These 2 points shown in the image are where they were used for standardization for the studies, the many trials that have been done using these patches. And so because of clinical trials needing consistency, they've chosen these 2 acupressure points. I personally use the nape of my neck for myself and my husband. But you can, in fact, put them anywhere. And if you're drawn to put them over an inflamed joint, you can do that by all means. And the patch is very small, as you can see here. As I said, it's a bit like a Band-Aid. So that drinking the plenty of water assists the patches in communicating the different frequencies to the entire body. So it's really important. Often I find people say that they haven't had the effectiveness that they were hoping for, but they weren't increasing their water intake. I drink a good 8 glasses of water and probably about 6 herbal teas a day. So what are you going to expect in the first few days? First of all, 4,000 genes begin to reset even within the first few days. And that's amazing. So those of us who study nutrigenomics know that our genes are not our destiny, and that genetic expression can be influenced by our lifestyle, but it can also be influenced by this stem cell activation. Within 24 hours, the stem cell activation patch begins to reset 3,000 to 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state. People using the X39 patches will often experience an almost immediate effect through the elevation of antioxidants and a decrease in inflammation. And the way that's manifested is a lot of us find we have an increase in energy and an increase in joy. So within 6 weeks, what's going to happen then? First of all, your brain becomes more balanced. Physical changes occur within the brain, and you get decreased symptoms of PTSD, anxiety, and depression. And I don't know about you, but since COVID, really, anxiety and depression have become rife. PTSD is so common. So it's a real problem for us. Mental clarity occurs within 6 weeks with no more foggy brain or that brain fog that I was talking about. And even if you don't feel the effects, tangibly, rest assured that the new stem cells may be regenerating an internal organ or tissue before repairing something that's more tangible to you. So it's always having a good effect. And the science behind this is amazing. Remember, each person's body is different. So you may find that you don't feel anything for 3 months or for 2 months because it's healing your fatty liver, for example. It's improving, it's helping the body to repair itself somewhere else. And don't forget, it's really important to drink lots of water. What are we going to see within 3 months? And we do recommend everybody who's trying this out to have a trial of at least 3 months. Within 3 months, we've got active stem cell repair. So collagen is increased, and we see that visibly in the skin, but it's also occurring in joints and elsewhere where collagen is working. Wrinkles decrease on the outside on your skin. Hair and nails grow faster and stronger. And we've seen some amazing testimonials of people having hair growth where they've given up any hope of the hair regrowing. It supports structural integrity of both skeletal and muscular systems. And your stem cells are now actively creating deep healing in your body and repairing damage caused by the aging process that now becomes continuous and accumulative. So what within 6 months, what are the extra bonuses that we can see, the extra benefits? First of all, we're seeing a reversal of aging, and this one is incredible to me as a doctor and scientist, as well as an energy healer. The vascular age is reduced, and this is tangible. In a recent study, 14 out of 15 people, and I know these are small numbers, but 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age by an average of 8 years after just 6 months of using the X39. Now, in 6 months, we'd expect their vascular age to increase by 6 months, not reduce by 8 years. So that's incredible. And these vascular age way of looking at blood vessels is often using a CT that assesses calcification. So how long we live is determined by the health of our stem cells. And it's not just anti-aging, it's actually age reversing. So your 90-day protocol that I recommend everybody try, use the patches for the minimum of 90 days for optimal results. And I recommend you stick with X39 unless you've got a very good reason to use something else as well. But X39 is the minimum. Although that is the recommendation, we have seen results in weeks, days, hours, minutes, or even seconds, as I've said. And again, we put it in these 2 places, under the tummy button or on the nape of the neck. Our bodies are not all built the same way, and that causes certain conditions, and the causes of certain conditions are often different. The most common reason for any lack of response is the dehydration. So lack of hydration will reduce the effectiveness of these patches. It's important to drink enough water both before and during the patch use. So this website is the one we recommend everybody have a look at. It's called startx39.com, and it's brilliant. It was put together by one of our upline, Onyx Cole, and it gives you everything. It answers all of your questions. It has simple explanations, but it also has complex explanations. It has videos from the founder, videos of the science, if you want to look into the science more, and it has a lot of videos of testimonials explaining the benefits people have experienced. So this website, I can't recommend it enough. So here's some examples of some of the testimonials we're seeing. I think that's shown. No, there we go. So first of all, look at the top 3 pictures. This is healing in just 21 days. As you can see, it's quite a marked injury that occurred there. And it's appeared to get worse before it got better. That often happens when there's an ulceration underneath a scab. But then if you look at the healing at 21 days, that was brilliant. Very impressive. If you look at the lady on the bottom left, it's difficult to see at this magnification, but the person who invited you can certainly show you the original picture and you can enlarge it. But there's day 1, day 42, and day 355. We also now have a photograph of her at year 2 as well. And there's definitely a reduction in wrinkles around the eyes and around the mouth. There's a more blooming appearance to the skin and just greater clarity. And then the hair on the right, bottom right, that's 2 men before and after 3 months of the stem cell activation patch. So you can see both of them have got marked hair growth. And it's just, I was just blown away by that, because that's something a lot of people want help with, especially women who are experiencing hair loss. Now let's look at what's happening in the brain. So this is a study of 12 participants aged 50 to 80 years old. And it was an EEG brain mapping. This one is just one of the cases. So I don't have the figures for all 12, but as you can see in the beginning, before when she was first patched, there's a lot of inflammation going on in the body there, with the redness on the session 1. After 3 weeks, it's improved a lot. And after 6 weeks, it's improved even more. So you can see that there is a great reduction in that. So if we look here, so this is, we're looking at, again, reduction in inflammation. On the left, you can see 2 views of somebody's level of inflammation in their shoulders and abdomen before and after. 30 minutes. So this is amazing, because it's showing what happens within 30 minutes of putting the patch on. And then on the right, you've got inflammation. Again, this is only 30 minutes. Somebody who had inflammation in the base of the thumb, that is the commonest first joint to be affected by osteoarthritis. So I see that very commonly. And as you can see, 30 minutes later, just carrying a patch of X39, there's a big reduction in inflammation. And it's not just a placebo effect. Those previous figures really show that it's not just a placebo effect, but we can even see improvements in horses. George, I don't know.
This one is 10 months with Aeon in around the 2010, 2011, before
Thank you, that was my next
X39
question.
existed. But the first, look at this sad creature there at the top left, on the left picture, and it looks like another fellow here. Amazing, stunning.
Yeah. I was just going to ask how long it was for. So it's using the Aeon patch, which is an anti-inflammatory patch. This case occurred before X39 had been invented. So nowadays we put X39 on as well as Aeon. And there are a lot of changes there. I would say the first picture looks as if he's got Cushing's and possibly laminitis, which goes with Cushing's. So there's a coarse fur. It may just be, oh my goodness, it may just be that he's got his winter coat on, but I don't think so. So, and then when you look at the mapping on the right, you can see how much less inflammation there is. Although there's still some way to go. Perhaps it'd be even better with X39 as well. Now, this one also amazed me as a doctor, because psoriasis is a problem that can be very persistent. It's an autoimmune disorder. It causes thickening of the skin. And before X39, 12 hours after X39, there's already an improvement in this skin rash, 36 hours and then 10 days. So these are amazing results for people with psoriasis. And you can imagine that if it's having this effect on psoriasis, which you can see, any other autoimmune diseases where you've got stuff going on within the body, like Hashimoto's thyroiditis, or worse, things like lupus or rheumatoid arthritis, you can see that this is going to be going on inside the body as well as on the outside. And this is one of the examples of wound healing that I wanted to show you. So this person's had an operation on their hand, probably a carpal tunnel operation, and it's been carefully sewn up by the surgeon. But we really would not expect this healing, this level of healing, to occur within 12 days. And again, this healing on the outside reflects what's going on inside our bodies as well. Here's the close-up picture of the lady with the skin, and you can really see the difference at this magnification in the number of wrinkles around the eyes, the crow's feet at the edges, the wrinkles around the edge of the mouth and nose. And really, she's blooming in the one after she's been using the X39 for a year. And I've certainly seen this. So I've seen my need for moisturizer reduced by about a third of what it was before. So I have a very good moisturizer, but I can tell how dry my skin is by how much my skin is asking for, and I can't put the same amount on. It just doesn't need it. It's so much better moisturized. Here is 45 days of X39 and the impact on the wrinkles around the eyes and on the cheek. And this lady had Bell's palsy, and she'd had that the nerve inflammation that causes Bell's palsy. How long has she had it for, George? Was it 10 months?
I fear I don't remember how long she had it for. However, I just find this image to be astounding.
Yeah, well, when I first saw this, I thought, well, you can't tell how long she'd had this for. You know, Bell's palsy can get better. But in actual fact, she'd had this for, I think, a year or 18 months. And I did listen out for this when Chris was doing this talk. So it's a lot longer than you'd think. And just 3 months of the X39 patch, and she saw an enormous improvement in that nerve paralysis that's causing her not to be able to close her eye, not to be able to lift the side of her mouth up. So that's brilliant. And then this one, not very good quality pictures, I'm afraid, but this gentleman had, I would imagine he'd had a fall from the nature of the injuries. And he's got a lot of facial injuries. This is not uncommon in older people, but we're seeing amazing repair after 7 weeks from these injuries. And then this is an interesting case. It's a young lad who shut his finger in the door, and they sewed the parents insisted they sew his fingertip back on. The surgeon didn't expect it to take. It was already gangrenous, or it was already dead tissue at that point when it was sewed on the first picture. But then carrying on using the X39 patch, and you can see that it actually healed to a level that really was not expected. And this is just 21 days. And he's got almost fully functioning finger now. And then after 5 months, again, we're looking at the wrinkles around the skin, around the eyes, and the fat deposits around the eyes as well. And even those have reduced. And this one, I think, is absolutely astounding. 1 year of using X39, and you can see how her skin has improved, how her eyes are more alive, and she's just so much brighter in herself. And she definitely looks 10 years younger, I think. And then this is one of the cases of hair loss. So male pattern baldness, as you know, very common. I'm sure a lot of you are experiencing it. And 6 weeks of the X39 patch, and there's this hair regrowth, which is astounding to me as a doctor. And then this lady had X39 for 9 weeks. And again, you can see a reduction in age spots, a reduction in wrinkles. The skin is more taut, and her face is blooming, really. And then here again, we've got somebody after 5 months at day 1, day 30, and at 5 months. And again, you can see the reduction in wrinkles around the neck and around the mouth with these pictures. And this gentleman had obviously some injury, like coming off a skateboard or something, I would imagine, but he's got some nasty graziers that look infected on his face. And this one's a real demonstration of the power of X39. It's difficult with wound healing to know how to have a comparison, but I certainly wouldn't expect this degree of healing to occur in 5 days, even in a young chap. And so you can see that the X39 is useful for all ages. It's not just for us older people over 50 that will benefit. We also have a case of Javi's son, who's 9, enormous improvement in his autistic characteristics. He's still nonverbal, but he's actually proactively going out and swinging on the swing and things. So it's amazing what it's doing to us inside and out. Here's another case of hair growth after just 6 weeks on X39. Astounding. And then this gentleman, again with male pattern baldness, grown a full head of hair at 3 months. Incredible. So on to athletes. So which athletes, why would an athlete use the patch? What we find is that they have better recovery from injury. They're having better performance. A lot of these pictures are from before X39 was invented. So Michael Phelps here was using the energy enhancer, which helps your energy, especially if you're an athlete. Sean May is using the energy enhancer, and David Beckham here again was using the energy enhancer when he was still actively in football. And then Lorenzo Savadori is using the X39, and he's put it on his forehead to help him concentrate and focus. So he's a superbike champion. So even well-known athletes are using these. And then Tony Robbins, an amazing coach, an amazing man. And his book called Life Force talks about stem cell therapy, not this type of stem cell therapy. He was talking about the injections, but he was talking about stem cell therapy and peptide therapy injections and how it healed his shoulder overnight. And he's a great believer in it. But stem cells have been proven to help your body treat and even heal most chronic health conditions and even life-threatening injuries. Both stem cell therapy and peptide therapy are very expensive. In the UK, you can't really get them. You have to travel to Mexico or somewhere or Costa Rica to be able to get them because it's just not legal in most countries. It's experimental. But with the LifeWave stem cell rejuvenation patches, they're effective at a fraction of the cost. So let's have a look at the products. We're going to focus on X39 here. It's a flagship LifeWave patch. It's yeah, so the X39 is the one that activates the stem cells via the copper peptide. And then we have other products that help as well. So the X49 is particularly helpful with sports. It gives you more energy. We recommend you use it in combination with the X39. The Ice Wave is a paired patch. So you've got 30 patches, 15 buff and 15 white ones. And if you've got acute pain, so if you've got chronic pain, X39 is going to gradually improve it. But if you've got acute unbearable pain, we recommend using Ice Wave. And there is an equivalent for use in horses as well. Silent Nights helps with sleep. I bought a pack of these, but in fact, I'm finding I'm sleeping so much better with the X39. Even my husband is sleeping better with the X39, and that's saying something. And the Eon for stress, the Carnosine for stamina, glutathione, which is that master antioxidant for your immune system, and for detoxification. So if you're having any liver issues, the glutathione is great. SP6 Complete for weight loss. This is great for reducing cravings, so it's really helpful. And then the Energy Enhancer, which a lot of those athletes were using before X39 was invented. And then Nirvana, which helps with mood, and there is a herbal supplement to go with the Nirvana patch for mood and anxiety and stress. And then AccuLife is the equine version of the Ice Wave, although you can use the Ice Wave on horses and dogs. And the Alavida for skin, which is not available in the UK, so I don't know much about it, but there we go. And there are also some skincare products as well. So what do they cost, these products? The retail price, let's focus again on the X39 because we do recommend you get started with that. The retail price of X39 for non-members is $149.95 for a sleeve of 30 patches. So that will be one a day for 30 days. Now, the others are less expensive. They're $79.95, although the X49 is like X39, it's $149.95. So one sleeve is 30 patches, and that's 1 month's supply. And that's a sleeve. That white pack there that's shown is a sleeve. You also have to pay country tax and delivery, depending on where you are in the world. And they've just this week introduced euro pricing for Europe as well. So you may be able to pay in Europe or dollars. Right. So if you were to buy it wholesale, how would that work out? If you became a member, and for this, I recommend you get back to the person who has invited you to this talk. The X39 is $99.95. And the others are $49.95 to $69.95. Just going to quickly have a quick look at the chat. Yeah, so Alavida is not available in South Africa yet. What can you recommend for someone who has gallstones? So Merle is going to talk to you about that. So one sleeve again is 1 month's supply, and you have country tax and delivery on top of that. And yes, it's an investment, but it's a lot less than the tens of thousands that you have to pay for stem cell injections.
Javi's to each time he got stem cells for his boy.
Yeah,
$8,000 each time, plus flights, plus hotel,
yeah,
plus
yeah,
food.
for real. And that's really how much it costs. So if you were to enroll for wholesale prices, we recommend you consider the bronze pack, which is where your prices are $124.95. So you enroll with a bronze kit. It gives you one sleeve of 30 X39. It includes a $25 one-off enrollment fee, but you save $25 off the retail price immediately. Next order and ongoing, your X39 will only be $99.95 if you keep your auto order going. Now, if you want to go up a bit, we recommend the silver pack, which is $299.95. This gives you 3 sleeves of X39, so it gives you enough for that 90-day trial that we recommend. It also allows you to save on that $25 enrollment fee because that's waived, and you're buying at wholesale price immediately. The next order will carry on being $99.95. Now, this is great, particularly if you have somebody else in your family that you that would like to start them, or if you've got friends that you would like to share them with. The next kit, so the business builder kit, so those are the wholesale customer kits, really, the bronze and silver packs. The business builder kits are the gold kit, which gives you 5 sleeves of X39 or 11 sleeves of any other patches. So this gives you the opportunity to buy, say, 3 sleeves of, this is what I did when I bought, came in with gold. I had 3 sleeves of X39 to try, and I tried, and I had some other packs of the others, like the Ice Wave that I wanted to try for my daughter, the Eon, etc. The Platinum pack, which is a great value pack, 12 sleeves of X39 or 24 sleeves of any other patches. Again, it gives you more scope for trying out the different products. And then the Diamond, which is $1,599.95. That gives you 39 sleeves of other patches or 19 sleeves of X39 or X49. And your cost with this pack goes down to $84. Although when you buy repeated packs in the future, it'll be back to the wholesale price of $99.95. Now, what we recommend if you're considering joining us as a brand partner, we recommend maybe coming in with gold, because this is the lowest level at which you can earn. And then for your next auto order, you can get platinum, and the next auto order, you can get diamond, which then allows you to have other benefits, which we can come to later. And you can upgrade your kit at any time and pay only the difference and get the difference in patches. So what about LifeWave as a company? It's a 19-year-old company. Well, and it went from 20 million to 280 million in the last 2 years, as I've said, and it's open in over 80 countries now. And let's look at the global stem cells market. Okay, so if we look, the pharmaceutical biotechnology companies take up this much. This is the hospitals and cell banks, and this is the academic and research institutes. So this is a global market size of $11.9 billion. And as you can see, it's been growing and continues to grow. Here's 2022, here's 2023. This is expectation. So 2020 and 2021 are actual figures, and these are our expected growth rates for this as a market sector. And this is using adult stem cells, human embryonic stem cells, induced pluripotent stem cells, and very small embryonic-like stem cells. So each of these methods, they have ethical issues, they have potential for side effects, and this stem cell activation that we're talking about doesn't have those. So I think that the scope for this is enormous. So you do have an incredible opportunity before you today, the opportunity to bring the healing power of light to everyone around you. An entrepreneur's dream come true in that it's an established company. It has cutting edge science with no competition because of over 100 patents. You're in the right place, the right time, with the right product if you want to give this a try. Let's just have a quick look at that question. Okay, so Stella's messaged me directly to say, will X39 help with alopecia? So we've just shown hair loss and the amount of regrowth. So we're not, the patches are not intended to cure or ameliorate the symptoms of any disease. What they do is they activate your own, they help you activate your own healing power to bring about these effects. But yes, those cases are hair loss, which is alopecia. So these are some really great websites to catch. So if you would like to catch them with your phones now, while I've got it on the screen, you just take a photo or just shine your camera at it, and you can pick up these websites. They're great. The startx39.com is the product site that I showed you. Really brilliant. Facebook, Quantum Field X39 team, team testimonials on the other Facebook group there. The YouTube one there, Onyx Coal Network Marketing, that's got loads of videos. And then build331.com is for the team training. So the time is now for you to make your move. And I'd like to ask you, are you serious about your dream? Do you have any other options? Do you want to be pain-free and financially free? And that's what many of us here today have, and the person who invited you to this talk has decided they are ready to help others to be pain-free and financially free. And it's been said that this sector of business is for people who love helping people, and that's what we are here for. So there are 4 ways to earn commissions with X39 for those of you that are interested. And we recommend that even if you're just interested as a customer, it's worth you hanging on for this part of the talk, simply because you may find, if it's really effective for you and it catches your imagination, you may find that you do want to add this to your life as an additional income stream. And we recommend everybody needs to have multiple income streams, because after all, we all have multiple streams of expenditure, don't we? Sadly. So the 4 ways to earn commissions. First of all, there's the product introduction bonus, or PIB. So if you introduce somebody who gets a bronze, buys a bronze pack, you'll get $15 automatically. If you introduce somebody who buys a silver pack, you'll get $50. If you introduce somebody who buys the gold pack, you'll get $100 automatically. And if you introduce somebody who buys a platinum pack, you'll get $150 automatically. And again, if someone buys the diamond, you'll get a $200 product introduction bonus. In addition, if somebody upgrades from, say, gold to diamond, you would also get that difference in price as your bonus. Now, if you choose to upgrade to diamond, and this is something I chose to do as soon as I could afford to, because it makes so much sense. When you upgrade to a diamond pack and sponsor a platinum or diamond, your PIB is increased to $300 for platinum and $500 for the diamond for your first 90 days. And you've got your auto ship covered for those 90 days as well. So some of the reasons why diamond is a great business investment, and I know it's an investment, but it's something that you can build up to, as I've explained, is you get 3 months auto ship points included. You get paid at the senior director level for 14 weeks, starting the day you buy a diamond pack or upgrade to a diamond pack. Oops. Your price goes down to $84 a sleeve for that pack. And if you sponsor 3 or more diamonds in your first 90 days, you receive your diamond investment back, because you get that $500 per personally sponsored diamond. So the second way that we earn with LifeWave is the binary commission. This is the cycle bonus. To be binary qualified, you need to be active. You need to have a minimum of 55 personal volume every 31 days. That's 1 pack. Or if you are manager or above, you need to have 110, so 2 packs every 31 days in the qualification period. You need to have at least 1 personally sponsored active distributor on each leg that is bronze or above. So you need to sponsor somebody here and somebody here to be able to be paid on the binary commission. But you do get that product information in that product bonus that I showed on the previous page, even if you haven't actively sponsored anybody yet. Okay. And then the member must have at least 330 on the weak leg and 660 on the strong leg to get that cycle bonus. So if you get paid weekly. If you have this many points on your left and this many points on your right come midnight on Sunday, you would get paid 1 cycle or $50. And that cycle can be repeated hundreds of times in a week. So that's how the pay increased. So there's a weekly maximum cycle payout based on your current week's rank of bronze. If you're bronze to diamond without reaching manager, it's $100. And then your potential earnings per week increases as you work through the ranks. For each of these levels, you have certain qualification requirements. Like for manager, you need to have 2 active silver personally sponsored people on each side of your business. So, and then you get a generation matching bonus. So as you grow your team and help your team members to do the same, you earn up to 25% of their cycle bonus. So if you have your first generation of distributors, you would get paid 25% if you're paid as manager or above. And if you with your second level distributors, you would earn 20%, and third level, you would earn 20%. And then the fourth way is retail profit. So you can buy your packs and you can retail them. So you're buying them. If you bought a diamond pack, for example, you'd be buying them for $84, and you can retail them for $149.95 plus tax. Don't forget your tax and postage and packing, or else you will have lost money that you've paid out yourself. And that's for a retail customer. And then a preferred customer who just goes to your website and purchases, you will get $20 per order and 43 volume for each sleeve of X39 that's purchased. So distributor rank qualifications, these are the levels that you need. So you need to be at least gold rank distributor and have 2 personally sponsored silver members, and be continuing to have a minimum of 110 personal volume per month. So this is your auto order, although you can make it up with personal customers as well. And then director, you need to be gold rank or above, and again 110 on your auto order, and have 3 personally sponsored silver members on each leg, and 1 needs to achieve manager. So you need to be working with your team to support them to reach director or above. And so we go on with senior director, executive director, presidential director, and senior presidential director. And it is possible to do this rapidly if you have those sorts of resources in terms of the people that you're talking to, and you keep doing the work, which we recommend. You talk to 3 people a day and give them a patch to try. Right, so this is that page with those websites again. There we go. So if you'd like to catch those websites with your phone, by all means do. And that's the end of the presentation. Longer than my last one.
I can play that 6-minute video if you wish. I've got it ready.
Okay, that would be fine.
Okay, I'm going to press share screen.